Ankit Porwal.
About this group where I am taking your classes.
Yes, sir. I've
Yes,
joined
sir.
this class. The link. I'm not in the group actually.
One Kamal Jat. Yes, Kamal Jat or Kamal Jat. Who is that fellow?
Yes, sir.
हम्म आप ग्रुप में आपकी आईडी नहीं आई है अभी तक एमिटी वाली.
नहीं.
आपका नाम क्या है?
कमल पलसानिया.
कमल
पलसानिया.
स्पेलिंग.
KAMAL
हाँ
PALSANIYA.
ओके.
Sir,
योर
I'm
नेम.
also not there in the group.
व्हाट इज योर नेम?
Ankit Porwal.
अंकित पोरवाल.
Yes,
लेट्स
sir.
अंकित डॉट पोरवाल. अंकित डॉट पोरवाल. Yes, you are in this group now. Any other fellow?
Sir, my ID is showing, but I'm in the group actually.
Your ID is not shown here.
Sir, you just said that it is shown, but I'm not in the group because in MS Teams it's not showing.
Kamal, you are not in this MS Team group. Correct. So
Sir, my are
just Arya, your ID is there. Okay.
sir, but when I open MS Teams, I am not able to see that programming in C group.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, I
Uh-huh.
think it's because of the name of the team. You should tell them that the name is Couples Class Section A.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
trying to find the code of the subject, that is computer science, CS, something that.
No, actually, because I had requested for group, but this group was not available that time. Fine. So that's why I had created this group. So there is no problem because this group is for same purpose. Kamal,
Uh,
what is your full ID? Kamal dot.
Kamal Jat 12 DEC.
Your voice is not visible.
Hello.
Audible, yes, not yes. Kamal Raj, Kamal Nayan, Kamal Kotwal, Kamal Soni, Kamal Nayan, Kamal Ali, Kamal Shankar Azad, Kamal Singh Raghuvanshi, Kamal Nayan Kaur, Kamal Chand, Kamal Kumar Saini, Kamal Kishore, Kamal Lochan, Kamal Narayan, Kamal Nayan. इतने सारे कमल हैं, इसमें से कोई भी तुम्हारा नाम नहीं है क्या?
नहीं सर.
ओके, ठीक है. कमल के अलावा आर्य रंजन है ना? आर्य
Yes, sir.
रंजन इज एडेड नाउ. यस. और कोई बचा है?
Yes, sir. Now it's showing. Thank you.
ओके. So let us start with memory. Fine. So Venugopal you can use for memory. Okay. So there are three different categories of memory. Both are belonging to the secondary memory and this belongs to primary memory. So actually primary memory is randomly accessible memory. Randomly accessible means you can pick any location whenever you require. It is not necessary that you need to wait for a particular location up to reach that location and so on. So RAM is again divided into read-only memory and read-write memory. That is known as random access memory. Actually, it is read-write memory. Fine. So this I had shown to your class only. I had not shown to B section or C section because this class belongs to pure computer science. So I need to show what is this. So read-write memory. Okay. Later on, to make pronunciation very clear, we have used ROM and RAM. Okay, so this is generic term, ROM and RAM. RAM is used for read-write memory. Fine. Then come to sequential access memory. Sequential access memory, all other memories, these all memory are sequential access memory. Like for tape, we need to move from this place to this place. For hard disk, we need to move from one track to some other track. Okay, sequentially. Similarly, for optical drives, we need to move spirally. So these are the different types of memory technology which we use nowadays. Okay. Now, this is the diagram which shows different types of memory. Inside that processor, register and cache memory is there. Okay. These two memory is very fast, and ROM is non-volatile kind of memory, and this is actually BIOS ROM. BIOS ROM. This particular ROM is responsible for booting your system. This is hard disk. Here spindle is there, and reading head is there, and 4 number of platters are there, and these platters are used for storing the data. These platters are built up of magnetic material. Okay, and there are communication pathway known as data bus. Okay, through this database we can transfer the information from secondary memory to primary, or primary to secondary, and processors. And so these paths are there from hard disk. Okay, from hard disk to different places, like monitor. For monitor, also monitor, we are sending data. Okay, for USB ports, we are sending data. So that's why this database data bus is attached to all other ports, even these graphics cards also. Okay, graphics cards are also there. So RAM is primary memory. This is motherboard. Motherboards is complete. It holds complete set of instruments, devices, whatever we require. Each and everything is there. Okay. Even floppy disk drives are also there. Floppy disk drives are also there, and CD or DVD drives are also there. So this is the complete set of motherboard. So you need to draw this diagram for a while. Okay, in 1 minute time. Just for a rough idea where the primary memory resides, where the secondary memory resides. So I may ask anytime that where it resides. Okay, so this is not actual motherboard, but this shows the logical representation of motherboard. Fine. So 1 minute for you to draw the whole diagram.
This looks like older setup.
Yes. Any doubt?
This no, sir, not a doubt.
Yeah.
I'm just telling that this setup looks little old, like from older times computer.
No, actually you can say older time, but this is the generic model. Actually, it is not complete motherboard. Fine. I had included graphics cards also there. Fine. And network interface cards. Network interface cards. So I'm not interested, but through network interface card, the internet data is coming. Okay. Internet data is coming. For graphics card, which kind of data? Game related data is coming. And this game related data is not discount and discount. It is form of different equations. Okay, these equations are very important. On the basis of these equations, we provide rendering, and this rendering requires lot of mathematical processing. That's why graphical processors are different than the normal processor. Here, processors are not shown. Shown. Yes, this CPU is there. Okay. So this is just
Yes,
generic. One more thing, address bus is also given here. So address bus is, I will show you when pointer will be discussed. Okay, just try to understand that each and everything is stored in particular location. Okay, and these locations are known by addresses.
Okay,
So
sir.
it is complete, or just capture the diagram and your the whole graphic is completed. Done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so this is another diagram of memory. Okay. In this memory diagram, here memory is shown and storage is shown. In case of von Neumann diagram, Neumann diagram, what is there? CPU part is there. Inside that CPU, control unit and arithmetic and logical unit is there. This CPU is connected through input, okay, and output. And there is one concept of storage. And this storage is, due to this storage, the concept of stored program organization is coming into existence. Fine. But here we have replaced this storage into two parts, memory and storage. Whatever you want to store permanent, this comes under storage, and whatever you want to use for your rough calculation or rough work, it comes under memory. Memory is temporary kind of thing, although ROM is also there. So what is the process? Actually, whenever you power on the system, okay, whenever you power on the system, it will go to ROM BIOS. Okay, this BIOS consists of one address. Address of what? Address of bootloader. Okay, bootloader is nothing. Bootloader is nothing but a program and operating system's boot sector. Okay, so here the operating system is there. So this operating system will start booting. BIOS tells the CPU that from this location of hard disk, you can start the operating system. Now inside RAM, initially BIOS is already there. It is a kind of RAM. Okay, and then operating system is coming into your RAM. After that, now operating system is ready. Several things are there, several programs are there. Almost 2 GB storage is used by the operating system. So let me show what are the things used by operating system. Okay, if it is available. Here you can see that PowerPoint is used by me and Microsoft Teams is used by me. And because I had opened one folder, so Windows Explorer is there. But what is ZV mount? Okay, these are the background processes. Your phone, my phone is there, WMI, Windows Security. Okay, so many different programs. It is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can see that graphical processor is also one kind of process. Okay. And then GPU engine is shown here. So what are the processes available which uses GPU? So no process, only 8%, 14% GPU is used. And where I don't know, somewhere else it is used. Okay. So we can use GPU also for our normal processes. Okay. And then come to Microsoft Teams. Its priority, its power uses is very high. Okay. And for system, client server, Cortana, these all programs. I had never on these programs, but these programs are default program. Without these program, we won't be able to run our operating system. So here you can see that desktop Windows Manager uses GPU, then system uses GPU, Microsoft Teams also uses GPU 0, and client server runtime uses GPU 0. Fine. So 7% GPU. What is the use of network? What is the performance? So there are 8 number of CPUs you can see, and each CPU is using and computing different things. Okay. So I am having 2 GPUs, one one of UHD graphics, Intel's UHD graphics, and another is from NVIDIA GeForce. Okay. 130. So these are the GPU. Then come to Wi-Fi. What is my network speed and what is up speed and download speed? You can see very small, very less speed is there. Then what is the use of disk? How I am accessing the disk? So disk access is very less. My system consists of 12 GB of RAM, and I had opened only Microsoft Teams and PowerPoint, and this 2 program requires almost 6 GB of storage. Okay, so it doesn't mean that it requires 6 GB of storage, because there are processes. Okay, different processes are available. So on the basis of these processes, we can say, and each process requires certain amount of memory. Fine. And startup, these are the program by default they are on. Okay, enable, disable, and their impact, whether it is high. Suppose delays launcher, I make it disable, then it will impact lot. Fine. Whose system is on? Sorry. Now come to users. So I am the only user. Details. These are the detailed process diagram. Here process roll number is also written, process PID. Okay, and different processes, teams, how many processes of teams are running. So there are 6-7 instances of teams are running. Okay, because I had scheduled meeting before, one screen for your meeting, one screen for main purpose. So these are 6 number of teams available. Now come to PowerPoint. Where is PowerPoint? Microsoft PowerPoint, MNM. Microsoft Edge update. PowerPoint is not shown here. So many things are there related with Google Chrome. Google Chrome wastage of system. Actually, it uses very huge amount of memory. You know, the amount of memory required for Google Chrome is equivalent to one system's RAM. Now come to services. So these are the services.
That is why I deploted.
Yes.
So that is why I debloated my Windows 10.
You
Debloated, so I removed all the unrequired system apps that keep running in the background, like movies and music, group music and all that. Windows 10 features, useless features.
But it requires later on, you know, you cannot disable all the features. Suppose you want to use Windows processing element, okay, or video processing. For this purpose, you need video kind of things to make on. So this is all. But Chrome, yes, I'm talking about Chrome. Chrome takes a huge amount of memory. None other systems are there except some scientific tools. Only Chrome requires very high memory because it is cross-checking so many things, and I think it is taking data from our system also. So this is all about different how whenever we power on our system, so what will happen there. Okay, now come to, so Windows 10 is there. Windows 10, after that team is there. After that only team is there. because we are not using other programs, so nothing is there. So this much memory is remaining for my use. Okay. Now come to introduction. So introduction already explained that RAM, ROM, PROM, EPROM is there. Storage devices include auxiliary storage like devices, magnetic tape. So magnetic tape is very old device. This is a circular device and it is like this. Okay, so this particular device is used for recording the tape. If you have any idea about cassette player or video cassette player, you can see tapes there. Otherwise, old movies, old Hollywood or Bollywood movie, there also you can see the tape. Its color is almost chocolatey because of iron and magnetic material. Similarly, hard disk is mylar based material. Then floppy disk, it is also circular tape. You can simulate this is circular tape. Inside that tape, your information is written. Then come to optical disk. So this is also circular, but the information is written in spiral manner. Okay, that's why the speed of optical disk is very low. Then DVD, Blu-ray disc, etc. So this is again the same diagram proposed by von Neumann. Okay, so input devices, output devices, CPU, which includes arithmetic and logical unit, control unit, then memory and storage are placed here. So different characteristics of storage devices. So let me start with registers. Okay, registers. These are also known as CPU registers, followed by cache. Then ROM, RAM, SSD based hard disk, circular hard disk, normal traditional hard disk. Okay. Then optical disk, floppy disk. Oh, not optical disk and floppy disk. Pen drive or flash. Then optical disk, optical technology based disk, and finally floppy disk. Okay, punch cards are also there, but I am not considering because these are not storage devices. We can not directly store the data. So when we consider CPU register, okay, and the marking is high to low or low to high. Low is 0 and high is 5. So this parameter is more or less as per standard given, but I am giving some marking here. CPU registers, it is extremely high speed devices. Okay. CPU registers, where actually it is found. So CPU registers inside the central processing unit, where we want to calculate something. So for intermediate storage of data, this CPU registers are required. Okay. What is cache memory? Anyone is having any idea about cache memory?
The data stored while browsing.
Any other definition?
Temporary storage.
Temporary storage. Great. One line answer. Yes.
Sir, it's like RAM in processor.
RAM and processor.
RAM's in processor.
RAM
So
is
like
processor.
when we are running an app, there are temporary
No,
junk
RAM
files
in processor
created.
is good analogy. Yes. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, it is a memory which act between RAM and CPU.
Great. Any other thing?
No, sir, I'll know this only.
Okay. So let us understand what is cache memory. You have heard about cache in your mobile systems also.
Yes, sir.
So what
We have
is
heard of,
caching? Yes, yes, yes. You have heard about cache memory. So
Sir,
what is cache?
excuse me.
Yes, yes.
So is this the memory used by the RAM for the frequent data transfer?
No, not by the RAM, by the CPU.
Okay,
Yes,
for the frequent transfer.
for the frequent transfer of data. Correct. Okay, so this is very similar. When you go to a restaurant, okay, so tomato sauce is there, salt and pepper is already there. Okay, so you need not to call the waiter for and for that, please bring sauce, please bring salt, because these are the things commonly required between the people. Agree or not? So
yes, sir.
caching of salt, caching
Yes,
of
sir.
sauce, caching of pepper, this is caching. Caching means advanced storage, which we require many times for our repetitive calculation. Okay, so this is our CPU register is completed, cache is completed. So its speed is 4.5 or 4.8. ROM with the same speed on no, RAM is not with the same speed. Its speed is less than the cache memory. Okay, then RAM and ROM both speeds are same, because RAM and ROM are the same thing. ROM is the read-only memory. Actually, it is part of randomly accessible memory, but you cannot write anything. Inside RAM, you can write because it is RW memory. Actually, in actual, it is RW memory. Okay. Now come to SSD.
Sir,
SSD.
it depends on what type of RAM it is, like DDR4, DDR5, or DDR6.
No,
This
you
okay.
cannot say DDR, you cannot involve directly DDR. I will explain later in next slide. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
it's a because more or less its speed is same. DDR1, DDR2, DDR5, DDR6, more or less. It is not means very high. It is relatively high, not very, very high. Now come to SSD. SSD kind of hard disk, you can give the number 4 also, and 3.5 to 4. 3.5 to 4. For hard disk, it is 3. For flash drive, it is 3. CD or optical disk, 2.5. And floppy disk, 1. Okay. So this is the storage parameter, and it may be very 0.5. Now come to volatile or volatility. So CPU registers are volatile. Cache memory is also volatile. ROM is not volatile, non-volatile memory. Read-write RAM or RAM is non-volatile. SSD is, oh, it is volatile. SSD is non-volatile. HDD is non-volatile permanent. Flash is non-volatile permanent. CDOD is permanent, and it is also non-volatile. Okay. Access method. Registers are randomly accessible. Cache is also randomly accessible. ROM, RAM, whatever semiconductor technology. These all belongs to semiconductor. Okay. My voice is clear.
Sir, a little bit lagging, but
Sir,
we can hear
partially.
you.
I know,
Little bit
because it
lagging,
is
sir.
showing. Yes. So please bear me with 1 or 2 days. Okay, because I am having
Yes, sir.
pure
It's
Wi-Fi
okay.
network. Pure Wi-Fi network means no optical is there. Okay, based on mobile connection it is running. Now come to hard disk. Flash is also semiconductor. Okay, hard disk, CD and floppy disk having different technology, magnetic kind of technology. So access method for all the semiconductor based technology is random. Okay, and all other is sequential. Fine. Portability. Up to RAM, it is not portable. Fine. Now it is portable. Hard disk is portable. Flash is portable. CD is portable. Floppy disk is also portable. But remaining other from RAM in this hierarchy, it is non-portable. Now come to cost. CPU registers cost per bit is very high. Okay. Cache very high. ROM very high. RAM very high. SSD very high. Hard disk high. Flash disk, but cost per bit is very cheaper actually too. Okay. Then flash is also of level of 2.5. Then CDOD, it is 1.5. Floppy disk is also 1.5 or 1. Then capacity. Capacity is very less, and it is lesser, 2 and 2.5. SSD is high, HDD is high, flash is moderately less, CDOD is less, you 3.5 is okay, and floppy disk is very, very less. Okay, so this is the rating. So according to you, you can write several things like for a CPU register, you can say that its speed is very high and it is volatile in nature. The access method for CPU register is randomly accessible, random access method. It is not portable because it is inside the CPU, and its cost per bit is very, very high because of the hierarchy we are following, but its capacity is very, very less according to its requirement. So this is a sentence of 3 lines. So likewise, there are several sentences you can create. Agree or not?
Yes, sir.
So now come to basic unit of, yes.
Sir, the values which we wrote, what is it related to? I mean, is there a relative device or something which we are relating it
No.
to?
Actually, it is fuzzy terms. Fuzzy term. I want to express that if I am going to compare the speed of each and every technology. So I had just written a number. On the basis of this number, you can say that floppy disk is having very less speed and CD is having comparatively higher speed than the floppy disk, but the CPU registers is having very, very high speed. For this purpose, I had written this.
Sir, there is no relative term. You wrote
No.
just like to show it to us.
No, I had shown the marking here that for low I had represented 0 and high it is 5. So cost is very high, high, moderately high, and low. Likewise.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
These are the linguistic terms. This is not the IMDb rating. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Now come to basic unit of measurement. How to measure the data. So data is represented in as bit, and bit is this word bit is made up of a binary digit. So BI from here and T from here. This bit means on or off. Okay. So whenever we write a 0, it is off, and 1, it is on. So there are 2 possible values for each bit. Yes. Now 8-bit. So there are different units. So this is basic unit, and this unit is not written in most of the book. This is 1 nibble. 1 nibble equals to 4-bit. Okay. Similarly, or 4-bit equals to 1 nibble. This is much better, right? 8-bit equals to 1 byte. Okay. So 1 byte, if we consider how many data we can store in a single byte number. What are the possibilities? So there are 8 bit. Okay, so it's from 0000 to 11111111. Okay, so what is this? This is 0. And what is this number? This is your 255. So total 256 numbers you can write. There are total 256 possibilities. Okay, I'm not talking about sign bit once again. I will explain sign bit, concept of sign bit in programming when we use sign number. Okay, clear?
Okay.
So this bit, yes. Now unit of measurement, processor and memory. Nowadays we are measuring the speed in terms of gigahertz, like 1.5 gigahertz. What does its meaning? It says that in 1 second, how many operations you can perform. Okay, so 1 divided by this frequency, it gives you number of operations per second. That time it was millisecond. With Mark 1 we have used millisecond. Okay, 1,000 of second. Then microsecond. Microsecond, it is a million of second. Okay, 10 to the power minus 6. It means 10 to the power 6 operation per second. Similarly, 10 to the power 9 operation per second for nanosecond. So these are the unit. Fine. Now come to larger unit. So let us start with first is bit. Bit is 1 bit. Okay, either 0 or 1. Now come to nibble. Forget the nibble, come to byte. Minimum 8 bit is required to store any data. In this particular single bit, you cannot store the data. Okay, so that's why we use byte. So this byte is of 8 bit. Now come to 1 kilobyte. Okay, so 1 kilobyte is 2 to the power 10 byte. Fine, I'm using byte, so don't confuse. I'm only, this byte is 8 bit. So always 8 bit is multiplied because certain data is associated. Now, why 2 to the power 10 is coming? So whenever you are writing one information, so 2 to the power 10, what is the value of 2 to the power 10? This is 1024. Correct? So this is almost equals to 1000. That's why we are writing K as 2 to the power 10. Now, megabyte, 1 megabyte. So 1 megabyte equals to 2 to the power 10 kilobyte. Okay, or 2 to the power 10 multiplied by 2 to the power 10. It will give you 1 megabyte. Clear? Now come to gigabyte. Gigabyte is 1 kilo. No. 1 kilo is good. Yes. 1 kilo megabyte. Okay. So 2 to the power 20 into 2 to the power 10, it will give you 2 to the power 30. Then it becomes 1 gigabyte. Clear? So here gigabyte is explained as a complete set of encyclopedias require about 700 MB of storage. 30 minutes of video, 1/4 of the information is stored on a typical DVD, digital video disc. Okay. So this is gigabyte. Now come to terabyte. So terabyte, this T is there, this T is there. But with gigabyte, no such analog is there. Here G is given, here B is given. Okay. So that time scientist needs to use this as zillion byte or zillion. Then it is very easy to understand. No problem. Gigabyte is a billion. Okay. Now come to a trillion. This is 1000 gigabyte. 1000 gigabyte equals to 1 terabyte or 2 to the power 10 into 2 to the power 30, that is gigabyte. It gives you 2 to the power 40 or terabyte. Okay. Now my question is that How many megabytes are there in 1 terabyte? Yes.
10 million.
10 million.
2 to the power 20.
2 to the power?
2 to the power 20.
Good, good.
20.
This answer is correct. So 1 million megabyte. 1 million megabyte equals to 1 terabyte. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And this 1 million in binary term, not in decimal term. Okay. So this is how, because such kind of questions will come. So that's why you need to write. Now come to different memory system. So there are, this portion has completed your introduction. Now come to different types of memory. What is memory? It is one or more set of chips that store data or program instructions either temporarily or permanently.
Amaljat, please mute yourself.
Okay. So I think this is sufficient. I will explain the memory, different types of class. Right? So I am downloading your attendance. Now it is downloaded and I will put your attendance here. Any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir, when will you upload this PPT?
Tomorrow?
Okay, sir.
Sir, on
And
MS
sir,
Files
about,
or Amazon?
sir, about that meeting.
Amazon also I will upload, and in this post also I will upload. Okay. Meeting.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, you were
Okay.
saying that number systems tomorrow you will keep meeting.
If you want, you just discuss with other fellow so that I will start number system, because it will take 1 to 2 hours and freehand
Okay.
I'm requiring, because here in 50
Okay.
minutes it is not. Yes. Okay.
Mm.
So you just give me your time. I will start doing
So you
explaining.
you can generate a poll. You can generate a poll so that we can put our poll there.
Sir, I think
Vote.
Saturday or Sunday it is good because on Saturday or Saturday we are not having any class.
This is
So
good.
on that day we can keep, sir. I don't know about others, but I am telling.
You can do one thing, like you can have a common meeting for section A only on Saturday or Sunday, so that we all can be there and we can understand the number system. So it would be good for us also, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Also,
you are comfortable with Saturday and Sunday.
yes, sir.
So you can ask now only with each
Yes,
person,
sir.
so they can give their ideas that what they want to.
But sir, all the students won't be free on these consecutive days till Friday, because after the classes, someone are busy going outside or someone are having some other work to do.
That's why my concern is that if any person is going outside to meet someone or to purchase something, okay, although they are not enjoying anything, but purchasing is also very important thing. So just give me a time so that I will start your class.
Well, we'll let
Okay,
you know by
sir.
tomorrow.
Okay,
I
go
think
with
Saturday,
Friday only.
Sunday is the best, sir.
Saturday, Sunday
No,
is the
sir.
best, sir.
Saturday, Sunday is not best, sir, because we have only these 2 days to take some rest and to go out. So
कौन सा
can
रेस्ट
we go
लॉकडाउन
with
चल
Friday
रहा है
only?
हाँ, कोरोना के टाइम में
The
कौन
option for
कौन जाता है
Saturday
बाहर?
is good. Yeah.
सर हम तो घर पे रहते हैं सर सैटरडे संडे बेस्ट है
Yeah,
हाँ सर,
Saturday,
और वैसे
Sunday
भी
is really good.
सैटरडे को 1 घंटे का या 2 घंटे का वो लेक्चर आ जाता है, कोई सा वेबिनार आ जाता है हमेशा, शायद इस टाइम भी आ जाएगा।
को ले लो, नहीं तो सर कैंपस खुलवा दो।
सर सैटरडे
हेलो।
फिक्स है तब आ जाएंगे सर जिसको आना होगा
क्या जाए?
नंबर सिस्टम में सर हम सबको ही प्रॉब्लम है तो या विल कम ऑन सैटरडे सर नॉट अ बिग डील
हाँ सर, सैटरडे ही कर लेते हैं।
Yeah, sir, Saturday. Saturday.
By the way,
is
so
good.
we are
Am I
the
audible
boys.
now?
नो सर,
Yes.
यस सर, नाउ यू आर।
Okay. So I will close my class here. Okay. So by tomorrow or in between 2-3 days, I will generate one poll. Okay. For 3 different timing. So in which the time with maximum number of person, I will take your class.
ओके सर।
also
Okay.
sir can you share the link
Okay,
of
sir.
today's class I got disconnected in between
Today's class.
yes sir you will be uploading this too na
I'm not getting you because you are already there in today's class.
sir I was here I had a bad internet connection so I got on hold in between so I just missed some part
No problem. As soon as my fiber is active, I will upload the classes. Okay.
Okay.
Previous classes are already uploaded in Microsoft Streams.
yes
Fine.
sir I just have the problem in this one
Okay. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. Have a nice time.
थैंक यू सर।
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.